it's sometimes difficult to really get a handle on what you need to purchase and what you need to manage. So when we went to Absolute Value, we were looking for really a tool to help us, to help our purchasers, to help us meet those customer needs, and really just keep a good visibility on what we need to do. Because we were growing and acquiring and trying to manage multiple things, and we quickly found out Absolute Value gave us those features to allow us to take a large number of, like 1 million stock keeping units and start to get that into more usable and more effective information for our purchasers to make those buying decisions. Typically, there might be a very strong product, which Absolute Value is, but sometimes the domain knowledge or the knowledge of the industry is not always there. But Absolute Value certainly understood that what happens when you have last-minute purchases and a lot of customer changes to orders as they change their minds or as the projects move, and how the tool can adapt to that, and how really to educate us on how to use it effectively. So that was really a strength for us, that not only were we buying a very good product, but also we were buying some of that expertise and some of that knowledge to help us use it very effectively. We can evaluate which formulas is it using most often and why, and also where. Which items are actually using that. And we're seeing now, too, that it's automatically moving itself to some other formulas to address the market conditions, to address maybe some decreases that are out there or some changes that are in the system or in the market. And so it does give us that visibility of what is most relevant as it's going through its iterations or its calculations. And again, it's that comfort that we understand why it's using those calculations. One feature that we've noticed is really this internal transfer. Certainly, Absolute Value gives us the ability to do purchases, but it also peers into existing inventory that we might have in other locations. Again, just being very cognizant or sensitive to, you might already have this inventory and it's somewhat idle or available. Instead of purchasing it where there's a cash outlay for that, why not transfer that inventory to meet those customer demands? And this, again, is something that we do every day, is not only do we look at what purchase decision we need to make, but we also allow Absolute Value to tell us where there's opportunities for us to save some money. By just simply transferring that inventory between locations, it's good for one location, and it's certainly good for the other because they're meeting the customer demand. For the future, what we're looking at, and certainly we're implementing this year, is really the customer collaborative forecasting piece. That's an area where you can get a lot closer to your customer and build a stronger relationship with them. Is really to help them build with you what they're forecasting to do this year and beyond, and really giving us an opportunity to meet their needs again. Certainly the customer is probably in one of the best positions to determine what they're going to need inventory-wise. We're going to use that this year to take advantage of, again, building that stronger relationship with them and really giving them a comfort that we'll be able to supply the inventory that they need when they need it. And again, we're using Absolute Values functions for that. I think if people are looking at tools to help them manage their inventory, manage their business, manage their customers' expectations, it's certainly a tool that at the very least they need to look at. There's a lot of information, there's a lot of functionality, there's a lot of expertise that's available with this tool. I would recommend that those who are in the market for that is to look at what they want and see how Absolute Value is going to fit that. For us, we went into it with an objective. We knew what we wanted, and we evaluated it. And now, as we're at year 4 of using it, we're absolutely pleased with it. It has made a bottom line difference. In fact, I don't think we could ever take it away from a purchaser at this point.